That, Sharon, that rose looks a little bit,
Well, it's supposed to be. This is the ground flower.
well, I thought it was going to rent to register.
All right.
One minute. Yeah, I didn't think about the table. That's a good place for it. Yeah. No, it's a good place. I just didn't even think about that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to summer. That was in the 80s yesterday. I invite you to take your seats if you're not already sitting and prepare for this morning's service. On behalf of the Worship Committee, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. I am your service leader, Connie Quirk, and our minister is Reverend Stephen Robinson. If you'd like to stay connected with our community by keeping an eye on the following communications, our recurring events are included in the calendar with your order of service, but special events are also coming up. We provide an email newsletter every Thursday to keep you informed of these upcoming events. Make sure we have your email address. Listen to any special announcements from the worship committee at the end of today's service, as they often share information, news you won't want to miss. We warmly welcome families with children and offer childcare during our service for infants and children up to 4 years old. If you want to volunteer to provide childcare during our services, please speak with Bethany Storlazzi. However, she is not here today, so don't look for her. It'll take a while. She's down in Florida. We have a designated seating area in the sanctuary for children ages 4 to 7 and their parents or caregivers. And you can see it right over here. There's a colorful rug. Feel free to bring the toys that are available in the back of the social hall for quiet play. Today, children will remain in the service with their parents or caregivers. So now please silence all devices as we center ourselves on today's service and listen to the prelude. Anna.
I welcome our choir, Chalice Voices, forward to sing For the Beauty of the Earth.
Thank you, choir. It's wonderful with so many voices. Okay, now that everybody's seated, would you please rise in body or spirit and join with me in the congregational covenant. It's in the order of your service. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, seek knowledge in freedom, and serve others in community. Thus do we covenant with one another. Unitarian Universalism is a diverse and non-creedal religion. Our community is founded on deeds, not creeds. We are a covenantal religion, meaning we don't have to believe the same to treat each other the same, with respect, with equity, with compassion, and with dignity. We place love at the center of our values, embracing and welcoming all people. We're delighted today to welcome all of our guests and visitors today. Sophia will be taking the microphone around, so please wait for the microphone before you speak. Share your name and where you're coming from when it's your turn. So if you have guests, please feel free to introduce them as well. So visitors, would you please stand and be recognized and let us know who you are.
I'm Lee McEacher, and I'm here as a guest of Keith Edwards and this batch here.
Well, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
I'm Heather Curtis. This is my husband Ryle, our daughter Harlow, and our son Shiloh. And we are not usually a part of a church, so we were kind of researching around town and seeing where we might be a good fit.
Well, welcome.
Good morning. My name's Letitia Swift. I'm a fellow UU from Chicago. I'm visiting my daughter who lives here in the neighborhood.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
I think that's all. Sophia, thank you very much. She said she could do it, and she could. So visitors, if you'd like to learn more about UUCC, you'll find visitors cards in the pocket on the back of each chair. Please fill one out and place it in the collection box so we can email you about our events. Our board members and committee chairs welcome your questions and comments. Board members wear green name tags, and thank you for being here. Today's chalice lighter is Linda McLeod. Linda and her husband, Richard, have been in this congregation for over 13 years. And what I can say, I've been here 8. I think Linda has been on every committee that we have at one point or another. Spirit of light and life, come unto us. Now we have some very special music.
I invite all of our kids forward, and you're welcome to join us if you came a little early to sing this song today, or if it's new to you, you're welcome to come up and join us. As a special song for our flower communion, we're going to sing the Parts of a Plant song: roots, stem, leaves, flower. Towards the middle.
I have a song I want to sing, you know.
We're gonna all sing it together. Can you go stand right by the people behind you? Santa, and you too. Leo, can you go stand too? Santa, we're gonna leave it right here forever, and you'll pick everybody. Julia, can you stand here too and look out? You gotta stand right here. Stand right here. Look at me. Before we sing, everybody, can you show all our friends your roots and your stem and your leaves and your flowers? Let's sing our song.
Stems, leaves, Sun and air and a little and flower. Stem, leaves, flower, days, sun and air and a little and shower.
Hey, you can all just have a seat where you are. We'll have our story for all ages. Good morning. What do you all see on the table behind you? Flowers. So what do you think that means today is? That's exactly right. So I want y'all to look at the flowers. So kind of turn where you can see the flowers. You can back away from the table a little bit so you can see them all. What color are the flowers? Oh, lots of different colors, huh? Yeah, Rainbow Plus. Oh, wow. That's a new one. Well, all these flowers are pretty tiny. Look at that. They're all so small.
This is the biggest one.
Whoa, that one's huge. Look at this one. What? That one's big. Oh, look at that one. Oh, this one's this one's getting ready to bloom. Look at there. Wow. Oh, ow. Well, some of them are really tall. Oh, look at there. Look at that little guy. Oh, look at that one.
Do you want to see this one?
Oh, look at that.
A sunflower.
It's a sunflower. All right. So let's put the flowers up there. Whoa. That is. Yeah. You got pricked by a thorn? Yeah, that happens with flowers. So here's the big. Yep, that's yours. It's orange. Just. That's right. So I have a question for you. All right, that's all right. We have plenty. I have a question for you. Are you ready for a question? You got to think about it. Everybody put your brains on thinking mode. Are you ready? All right. So, which flowers are beautiful? What do you think? Yeah? Roses are beautiful? All right, let's take a vote. If you think all of them are beautiful, raise your hand. I agree. That's right. That's one of the special things about that one is beautiful too. That's a rose. So one of the special things about our flower communion is we have all these different flowers. Some of them are big flowers, some of them are tiny, some of them are tall, some of them are short, different colors. They smell differently, but they're all beautiful. So take a break from the flowers for a second and look at each other. Everybody is different. So I have another question. Everybody's sitting up here up front. Who's beautiful? All of us? Really? Even that one's huge. That's all right. So stand up for me. And I want you to look out there at all the big people. Lots of different ages out there. Different sizes, different types, all kinds of variety out there. So, who's beautiful out there? Yeah, raise your hand if you're beautiful. All right, everybody's beautiful. That is what our flower communion means to us, that all this beauty and all this diversity, everyone is beautiful. So a little bit later, we're going to celebrate our flower communion, and you'll have a chance with your parents to come up and get a flower and take it home with you today. That's the wonderful thing that we celebrate on this day. Thank you so much for coming down this morning. And if you're in the nursery, you can head back that way. Otherwise, you can go and sit with your parents. Oh, yeah?
Sorry, folks.
Just so y'all know who the big one belongs to when we start getting them later. Welcome to the UUCC and our flower communion today. This is the first time for you. This is something that we celebrate each year, and we'll talk a little bit more about what the flower communion means as we get deeper into our service. But this is an opportunity for us to come and bring flowers, to put them on the table, and then you have a chance to leave with a different flower than you brought, that someone brought for you. And we have plenty today. Lots of people brought extra flowers. So if you didn't have a chance to bring a flower, please don't let that stop you from taking a flower home. We want everyone to leave with one of these beautiful flowers today. For our opening words, I want to share a poem by Mary Oliver entitled "The Lily." Night after night, darkness enters the face of the lily, which lightly closes its 5 walls around itself, and its purse of honey, and its fragrance, and its content, to stand there in the garden, not quite sleeping, and maybe saying in a lily language some small words that we can't hear, even when there is no wind anywhere. Its lips are so secret, its tongue is so hidden, or maybe it just says nothing at all. It stands there with the patience of the vegetables and saints until the whole earth has turned around and the silver moon becomes the golden sun, as the lily absolutely knew it would, which it is itself, isn't it? The perfect prayer. This time we move to a point in our service where we light candles of community, where we are sharing those joys that we want to celebrate in community. We're also sharing the burden of the concerns that we're holding on our hearts and minds this morning. We always have candles in our foyer that you can pick up. We have 7 candles there in a basket. You can pick one up and come and share your joy or concern with us. I'm with the table and the flowers up here this morning. I'm going to kind of help with the lighting of those candles today. And I'm actually going to start us off with a candle. Some of you know that we have been dealing with my mom's situation of decline recently, and had to move her to a skilled nursing facility a couple of weeks ago, and make a few trips to Georgia over the past couple of weeks. So you will be learning in sermons all the Audible books that I've read along the way. But we did yesterday do a final admission to hospice for my mom, hospice care, as she continues to decline. And so I just light a candle for her as we are holding her up at 84 years of age, and her body giving out while her spirit is still strong. And of course, for our family, as we are preparing to say goodbye to Mom. Are there any other candles? I invite you to come.
I have a candle of joy this morning, and thanks to Nancy Shillington Perez. I do not think she's here today, but I want you all to look at the hat that she made that is on the, hopefully still on the table in the social hall when you go back. There was a hat contest not here, somewhere else, and Nancy made a wonderful hat celebrating Earth Day, and she won the contest. So Nancy, when you come back to us, I have your prize. I'll try not to use it before you come back.
I light a candle today for Karen Peters, a friend and presence here who brings her beautiful music and her viola, to share our care in this time when her mother has died. Her mother, Alice Peters, was 99 years old, and she says she was healthy and living in her family home to the very end. She led a life filled with family, friends, and music. She went quickly and peacefully with Karen's sister, Linda, at her side.
Good morning. Over the last 4 months, I have had 18 x-rays, 2 MRIs, 2 CAT scans, and lots of blood work now that I finally have healthcare again. And we've been able to determine diagnoses that I pretty much figured I had, which are Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and POTS. All are known things to be coincidental with autism, so that was not a surprise there. Unfortunately, in my last MRI for my neck, there's something that they haven't figured out what it is. So I have to go in for another CT, and at a minimum, I have 1 more neck surgery to go along with the cadaver bone and graft that I have, so I'll be even more Walking Dead. So hopefully I will have some more positive news with that and a surgery set up, and will get me patched up and moving again. Thanks.
I'm Kevin, and that's my wife, Connie, dealing with the candle. And we want to thank all the volunteers who've been working on various social action things.
Especially yesterday, we had people at the Earth Fair. For Earth Day, we had people at the 5051 rally. We had people even in Greenville at their rally. So we thank all the volunteers that are doing everything they can for social action and social justice.
And I have to mention also the Music Week at the Mountain, which is another form of social justice, very real one. And our volunteers who are up there now working, Jeanette Walton's up there now. And I cannot also, this is getting long, I know, but this is the last thing. I cannot forbear to mention that when I was at the 501 rally in Greenville yesterday, I really didn't expect to meet anybody who was there but Emilio Perez and his sister-in-law. And Nancy was off somewhere doing something else. I think they're probably still up there. Anyway.
Hi, I'm Neil. I hate that I wasn't able to be here last Sunday for our new member joining ceremony, but I was at another Unitarian congregation as a speaker. It was my honor to serve this congregation as pastor for 12 years, and it's my privilege to come back 10 years later to participate as a member. For me, the decision to come back to Columbia and to this congregation in particular was a decision to come home, because you are like family. You accept me and each other just as we are, and you challenge me and each other to be the best human beings we can be. I love the values we stand for. I love our minister, and I love you. So the candle I light this morning is a candle of joy, for the joy of coming home.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Elisa, and I wasn't here last week because I was at Myrtle. I talked about this before I left, but I wanted to thank everyone who reached out and wished me a happy birthday. I really appreciate it. And I'm also very happy to be a junior member at this congregation. I have been going for about 1.5 years, so it's really great. This is a double-sided candle, though, because I also have a concern, which is I think I've come up here before to just say that like this community is really good for when you're going through hard times because there's people who are always there to help you. And I would just say that the past couple of days have been really hard, and there have been a couple people who have reached out, and I really appreciate it. I won't dive in too much because I might be here forever. But I just appreciate everyone who takes time to reach out and check in because it has been a little bit hard lately. But yeah.
Hello, I'm Andrew, and just on the spur of the moment, I decided to light a candle for paradoxes and share a little verse that maybe has been forgotten. And the verse is from a song by Neil Young that was popularized by Linda Ronstadt. Some of you might probably remember. And the paradox is, love is a rose, but you better not pick it. Only grows when it's on the vine. A handful of thorns, and you know you've missed it. Lose your love when you say the word mine. And I love this community for our bravery to tackle paradoxes, and this is a candle for our bravery in what we do.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Gina, visiting from out of town up in TK, and I've been a Unitarian Universalist since high school, which was a few years ago. And I'm staying with Sarah Williams, and I want to thank her for hosting me. Thank all of you guys. This is a great group of people. And let's see. I go to Quaker meeting up in Charlotte nowadays, and we call it holding you in the light, which is good idea with the candles. And I would like to hold our planet, our country, and the world in the light these days. And I'm very sorry to say I missed the 50501 yesterday. We had some personal issues that were intervening, but I want to hold all of our daughters and sons in the light, and all of us. Blessed be. Thanks.
The last candle we light is for those silent joys and concerns we're holding. Invite you to just a few deep breaths of reflection, remembering all that you've heard. As we prepare for our offering, a reminder that our Share the Plate recipient for this month is Mercy, the Mental Illness Recovery Center here in Columbia. And so you can contribute through our various means with our Share the Plate. Invite Anna to introduce our offertory song. Oh, sorry. Jim's standing back there. Before we do that, Jim is our finance chair and has an update on our pledge. So come and pledge drive, please come and share, Jim.
Thank you.
Well, it's spring, it's Easter, it is budget season. I just cannot contain my excitement about it being budget season. I am such a nerd. I'm sure that's why I got made the chair of the Finance Committee. Little known fact is that our budget is made up 90% by your pledges. So your gifts keeps this church rolling along. We are having a congregational discussion next week after the service, and we'll roll out the preliminary budget that you will then approve in our annual meeting on June the 8th. So if you have not had the opportunity or haven't found your pledge card, it may be like mine, it may be in your inbox at home, right around this stuff in early March. But you don't need to go looking for that. There are plenty of pledge cards right out at the pledge box. But if you don't even want to pick up a pen, you can email Cindy Alexander, our administrator, at uucc@uucolumbia.org, and just tell her what you want to do, and she will take care of it. Thank you for your pledges.
Thank you. Our offertory music selection today is by Amy Beach from a collection about flowers called From Grandmother's Garden. This piece is Honeysuckle.
Ushers, please come and receive our offering. We receive our offering today, which is much heavier after Jim's pledge drive update. Thank you, Jim. Sorry, I almost skipped you there. So, this is our symbol of our commitment to our good work. As Unitarian Universalists, we are also very committed as one of our values, one of our core values, to our participation in and our connection to the interdependent web of existence around us. And of course, this coming week is Earth Day, and so we didn't want to let this flower communion pass without just a few words from our Green Committee. And we always symbolize places on the earth that are in drought. If you're wondering why there's a rose with a little bit of age on it there, recognizing that in our flower communion there are places in the world that are struggling for water. I'm so delighted to bring Sharon, that's going to share a little bit about Earth Day for us.
Actually, it's a good bit about Earth Day and how it came about. And it's a little heavy, and I almost feel like trashing my remarks, but here goes. 5 years ago on New Year's Eve, I wrote in my journal, "Here at the dawn of our third decade of the 21st century, we still fail to heed the warnings of climate change. That is, changes to Earth's ecosystems on a global scale that will ultimately define life for generations and centuries to come. The continued flagrant use of fossil fuels is our nemesis. Today we celebrate Earth's bounty with our flower communion. Spring is flooding our senses with pollen. Every year, a warming climate brings in more and different pollens as plants migrate north to beat the heat. On Tuesday, we celebrate Earth Day 2025, the 55th anniversary of collective homage to the work of sustaining our blue marble planet, because there is no planet B. We have Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson to thank for the 1970 teach-in about the environment. We may not remember that Earth Day, though, as it was overshadowed by Vietnam. Less than a month later, on May 4th, the Ohio National Guard killed 4 people on the campus of Kent State University. It happened during protests against the Vietnam War, the war that Congress never declared. We didn't know about, and hence never protested, the war's environmental devastation of Vietnam. We didn't know, for example, that the military used 11 million gallons of Agent Orange to defoliate Vietnam's forests. We didn't know they used 4 other toxic herbicides, Agents Pink and Purple, Blue and Green, which were named for the color of the band securing their containers, not the destructive pesticides inside. That first teach-in no doubt covered the insecticide DDT, dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane. It was a common pesticide used during World War II to control insect infestations, and on through the 1950s to control mosquitoes and malaria. Where? Right here in the South Carolina Lowcountry and other southern states, as well as in third world nations in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. In a 1962 series of articles in The New Yorker, Rachel Carson focused on DDT in her assessment of pesticides. The series became her seminal book, Silent Spring, in which she warned about DDT's impact on the survival of birds. I experienced a land without birds. It's kind of making me choke up here. when I lived in West Africa in 1983. It was quite unsettling. The following are big events that galvanized an environmental movement nationwide and worldwide. 1967, the supertanker Torrey Canyon ran aground off the coast of England. More than 25 million gallons of crude oil damaged the English Channel and its shorelines. January 1969, an oil drilling rig exploded off the coast of Santa Barbara, California. Thousands of seabirds and marine life expired. June 1969, industrial pollutants burned on the Cuyahoga River as it flowed through Cleveland into Lake Ontario. The river had caught fire more than a dozen times before it became a national cause. 1977, the town of Love Canal, New York was destroyed by decades of poorly disposed industrial chemicals that literally seeped and flowed into homes and schools. The story is gut-wrenching. 1985, the world's attention focused on an ozone hole in the stratosphere over Antarctica. The culprit, Freon, and other products made from CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons. Derivatives of fossil fuels. CFC production was subsequently banned, but it stays in the atmosphere for 100 years. The ozone hole is slowly self-healing, which is good because stratospheric ozone is a natural greenhouse gas that helps regulate Earth's cooling system. 1989, Prince William Sound, Alaska, another supertanker ran aground. 10.8 million gallons of crude oil spilled. 1,300 miles of shoreline laid waste. That was the Exxon Valdez disaster. 1991, the Iraqi government intentionally created the world's largest oil spill disaster. They dumped 500 million gallons of oil into the ocean to stop the UN Navy coalition when Iraq was invading Kuwait. And while I'm on the subject of Iraq, would we even know about military burn pits if Beau Biden hadn't died of a brain tumor from exposure to toxic fumes and particulates from whatever was burning? Where else have wars damaged local environments with toxic petrochemicals? Ukraine, Gaza. 2010, another devastating oil well explosion, the Deepwater Horizon. 200 million gallons of crude oil gushing for 5 months into the Gulf of Mexico, washing ashore on 4 states. It is the world's second largest oil spill. Many of these stories are chronicled in Sunil Amrith's 2024 book, The Burning Earth, A History. Other stories are recorded on reliable websites, such as Britannica. The above were big stories, but the little environmental stories in our own communities are equally important. The devastation of super hurricanes, the horrors of wildfires, the injustice of military-industrial pollution. All these stories point to the inextricable links between the environment, politics, economics, social justice, and democracy. We must pay attention closely. Everything environmental is being challenged in the politics of this Earth Day 2025, including the federal agency and acts specifically protecting the environment. We would be wise to preserve our knowledge base. For 55 years, we have set aside April 22nd to honor our connection with all that nature has provided to sustain life on earth. Our web of all existence, our UU seventh principle, our work toward justice, environmental justice, economic justice, political justice, social justice. Little stories can become big stories if we are not vigilant. In the spirit of justice, may peace prevail on earth.
Thank you, Sharon, and we so appreciate the work of the Green Committee, keeping our attention focused on the work that we need to do. Oftentimes, I know that we are battling despair and hopelessness and overcoming some of these huge stories and the accumulation of small stories, but this voice here is so important in the work that we do. And I know you said it was heavy and dark, but it's very appropriate for flower communion because out of the darkness of Nazi Germany and the devaluing of human life, resulting in the horrific genocide, emerged Dr. Norbert Chapek. Hope can emerge from hopelessness. Hope can burst forth from the darkest and the most challenging of times. Hopelessness can feel internal and personal. It also can be weighing on us from external things as well. I share a story that President Obama shared when he was running for president very early in his first bid for the presidency when he wasn't very well known and traveled to an event in Greenwood, South Carolina, where there were 20 people gathered to hear him speak. Can you imagine? He said that he would travel to Greenwood because there was a state legislator here that she would give him her endorsement if he would visit her hometown of Greenwood. So he landed in Columbia and got a motel room and then planned the next day to drive to Greenwood, South Carolina, not knowing where Greenwood was. He woke up that morning and the New York Times was delivered to his doorstep, and on the cover was a pretty horrific article about him, kind of like undermining. He's like, well, I wish I hadn't read that. And then he opened the window and it was one of those torrential rainstorms that we can get here in Columbia, and it was pouring down rain, and what a great day to travel. And so he stepped outside of the hotel and he said his umbrella flew in the wind and opened up, and so he totally got drenched, and he got in the car and said, how far is it to Greenwood? And they said, an hour-and-a-half drive. And he was like, what? And he got there were 20 people gathered in the place where he was speaking that day. And as he was trying to plead his case for why he should be president of the United States or be considered for it, and trying to get the movement going, he said there wasn't a whole ton of energy in the room. And I don't know how you would get a ton of energy in the room with 20 people, but he said a voice from the back, a woman walked in a hat and looked like she was dressed for Sunday church. She walked in, she was from the local NAACP office, and she just yelled out a phrase, fired up. And that's right. That's right. Everybody in the place, he said, yelled, fired up. And then she said, ready to go. And they said, ready to go. And he just was amazed at that, how it just electrified the room. And he said it actually got him fired up and then got his staff fired up as they continued their day of campaigning. But then I quote from the end of his sharing of that story. He says that one voice can change a room. And if it can change a room, it can change a city. If it can change a city, it can change a state. If it can change a state, it can change a nation. And if it can change a nation, it can change the world. One voice is really what our flower communion is all about as we understand the story of Dr. Norbert Chapek, who brought this beautiful ceremony to life, wanting to embrace something as he was missing Christian communion from his own tradition and wanting to embrace something that brought the diversity of all of his people together, he decided to turn outdoors and look at the beauty of flowers. And at this time of year, the darkness and of winter and dormancy of nature is starting to give way to the blossoms here and there. And our stage up here is decorated today. These tables are decorated with all these blossoms. And it's a collection of one voices that are saying, fired up. Fired up. That's right. As we experience the earth awakening from winter slumber and coming back to life, we have to appreciate and take in the energy of all of these colorful images blossoming around us. When we find ourselves at points of despair, we have to be aware and stay connected to the powerful voice inside of us that can change the world. You have to learn what sparks that energy of hope within yourself, and this faith community respects the many diverse ways that we spark that truth and purpose and meaning, and we nurture it. Dr. Chapek was an example of that one voice, and his ceremony is a powerful ritual of finding the one flower today that sparks that voice of hope for you. Unfortunately, the hopeful teachings and rituals of Dr. Chapek were too much of a threat to the Nazi disease, and he was taken to the Dachau concentration camp. And in the words of the Nazi court, Chapek was too big of a threat to the Reich for him to be allowed to live. This beautiful, unique man suffered a cruel and ugly death in the Dachau concentration camp in southern Germany. But his spirit lives on year after year as we set aside this day for flower communion. We are allowed to pause and see and smell and touch the beauty of the flowers. And in all the ways that we celebrate Easter, they are all symbols of rebirth and renewal, of resurrection, of life coming out of darkness. A ritual that connects us to our better selves, our healthy and peaceful value of celebrating the worth and dignity and beauty and uniqueness of each person. Raise your hand if you're beautiful. And if your hand isn't raised, we will help you raise it and remind you you are. This gives us a chance to pause and celebrate the beauty and the goodness of our world and connect to our hope and give volume and strength to that voice in us, the voice of our soul. So I invite you to listen with your soul today and hear the flower as you look at all of these up here. Now, Oliver's already identified the one that's speaking to him, so know that that big one over there is his. We'll make sure of that. But listen for the flower that says to you today, fired up, ready to go. This last Sunday before the summer, we are celebrating this ritual. And in Dr. Chapek's gospel of the inherent worth and beauty of every person, one that was too dangerous to be allowed to live, this noble and meaningful ritual came to be. I want to share his words that he used to consecrate the flowers that we are participating in this ritual today. Dr. Chapek spoke these words each flower communion. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask your blessing on these, the messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amidst diversities of knowledge and gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to your holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of the most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us. May we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do your work in this world. So I ask you at this time, as we share music together, to take your time. I know that some of us have brought flowers today. Go home with a different flower, unless you're really, really attached to the flower that you brought. But know that someone brought that flower for you, And as I said earlier, we have lots of extra flowers here. So please, everyone, take an opportunity to come by our table and listen to the voice, find the flower that speaks to you and fires up and connects to your soul and your hope, and then take it to your seat.
Welcome Sarah Robinson forward as we begin our flower communion to sing Colors of the Wind by Stephen Schwartz and Alan Menken.
Invite you to come.
You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or asked the grinning bobcat why he grins? Can you sing with all the voices of a mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you. And for once, never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. And we are all connected to each other. And a loop in a circle that never ends. Sycamore grow. If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. For whether we are white or copper skin, we need to sing with all the voices of a mountain. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is dirt until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Everybody have a chance to get a flower? Is it saying fired up to you? All right, good. We are ready to go. Here now, as we hold our flowers, the beautiful prayer that was prayed by Dr. Chapek during this flower communion. In the name of Providence, which implants the seed of the future of the tree in the hearts of men and women, the longing for people living in love, in the name of the highest in whom we move, who makes mother, father, brother, and sister who they are. Let us renew our resolution, and in this holy resolution, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are all family, that one spirit, the spirit of love, unites us all, and may we endeavor for more perfect and a more joyful life. Amen.
Please rise and body or spirit to join in singing our closing hymn in the Teal hymnal, number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
As you remain standing, our closing words also come from Dr. Chapek, a prayer that he wrote in his journal just 2 days before his death in the concentration camp in Dachau. He writes, "It is worthwhile to live and fight courageously for sacred ideals. Oh, blow, you evil winds, into my body's fire. My soul you'll never unravel. Even though disappointed 1,000 times or fallen in the fight, and everything would be worthless, it seems, I have lived amidst eternity. So be grateful, my soul, my life was worth living. He who was pressed from all sides but remained victorious in spirit is welcomed into the choir of heroes. He who overcame the fetters, giving wing to the mind, is entering into the golden age of the victorious.
Please join me in singing our congregational benediction.
We have a quick announcement. You can be seated if you want.
I can?
Not you.
Okay. We have one announcement. We want to remind all of you about our gala 75th anniversary celebration, May 3rd, beginning at 4 p.m. If you haven't received an email invitation, please consider the insert in your order of service as your invitation. If you did get an email invitation and have not set your RSVP, please respond as soon as possible, as we need an accurate count for the caterer. The last day to submit your RSVP is April 24th. We don't want any of our members or friends to miss this gala event.
Thank you, Connie. And one other announcement, just quickly. I caught a glimpse of the playground area back there, and I think there are some Easter eggs to be found. So if you have little ones, or if you're an adult that brought your basket with you today, on the hopes that there might be Easter eggs to find, I do know we have some treats out there, and the kids can make their way. Jonathan is standing at the door back there, so make your way back, and we'll give you instructions for our Easter egg hunt. Thank you all for being here, and happy Easter.